guys, welcome back to Mr. Bob's Classroom episode 6. We are doing episode 6 today. We're going to be talking more about our ponds. The other day we made a pond in the classroom, and I hope you guys made one at home too. You could have made it in an aquarium, or you could have put it in a mason jar, or you could have put it in a big plastic container. Remember, anything that you can see through really well really makes your pond look cool, because we're going to look at it again today and we're going to see how it looks different from 2 days ago. Some things have floated to the top, some things have floated to the bottom, and maybe it's clearer, maybe it's muddier. We don't know yet, but we're going to find that out later when we look at our pond. We're also going to do some other fun stuff today with ponds. We're going to talk about some fun things that you can do with a pond, like kayaking or canoeing, or one of my favorite things to do at a pond. Did anybody guess what that might be? You're doing really good. You got it. We're going to talk about that too, and we're going to build a different kind of pond in our classroom today. Not one that looks like a real pond, but one that's filled fish. Yeah, and we're going to do some fishing. So we're going to talk about that today, but first, let's go ahead and get ourselves started. We're going to have a little bit of an abbreviated class today. That means our class is going to be a little bit shorter than normal, but we're still going to have a lot of fun as we put our names on the board and as we do some clock shapes, and then we get right back into our ponds. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's not waste any more time. Let me get a marker. Does anybody see a marker anywhere? It should be a blue box with markers in it. There it is. Oh, we found it. And yeah, let's use blue. That sounds like a great color to use. Toss it on over here. Whoop. Blue marker. Blue. And our bucket with our names. So let's see. Hopefully everybody will be able to see this. Let's see who our first name is going to be. Ooh, is that showing up good? Can you guys see that? Let's see, do we have a darker marker? Let's see if we have a brown marker. That might come out a little bit better. Unfortunately, I accidentally took my black marker home with me, and it's at my house. Woo! Brown marker. Let's try this one. Here we go. And oh, that one's gonna be a little bit better. Whose name is this? Call it out when you see it. It is, I think, way too hard to see. Let's try purple. Oh, that looks like it's probably going to be the one we're going to use today. Let's try this one. Let's do this name right here. Oh yeah, that's nice and dark. That should work good. Now can you guys see it? That's right. It's Aviana. Aviana is here today. Aviana. Avi has a big A at the beginning of her name, and then she's got 2 little baby A's in her name. Good job, guys. You were right. Aviana. And we also have, going right underneath Aviana, it's Sagan. Sagan's in there today. Good job, guys. Sagan with 2 baby A's, just like yoink, Aviana's 2 baby A's. Aviana and Sagan. All right, let's see. Oh, we'll put the cap back on that so we don't. Let's do. Bing! It's Juniper! Juniper is here today. It's Junebug. Hi, Junebug. Junie's on our board. And Juniper does not have any baby A's in her name. No, she doesn't. But she does have a baby U for Juniper. Hi, Juniper. Hi, Mr. Bob. We got this big kid going underneath Junebug. Pew! Whose name is that? It's Hatcher. Hatcher's here. Hatcher with the baby A, like Sagan and Aviana. Does Juniper and Hatcher have any common letters? They do? Which ones are they? The E and the R. You're right, Juniper and Hatcher. Good job, guys. Let's put this name underneath Hatch. Boof, 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 boof. Boop, 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 boop. It's Amelia. That's right, dudes. It's Amelia. Emmy's here on the board today. Amelia, you're on the board. And Amelia, you're right. Baby A, baby A, baby A, baby A, baby A, baby A. How many baby A's? That's a good, I don't know. Let's try to count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 baby A's. That's right, guys. Good job. Amelia and Juniper also have something in common. It is the eye, the baby eye. Amelia has 2 baby eyes, like a little eyes. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means we have how many more names to put up? Just 1. And it. Oh! Don't want to give it away. Let's put it down here at the bottom. It's do 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 do. It's Tegan! Tegan's name is at the bottom of the list. It's Teags. And that's right. You guys remembered. 2 of our friends on the board have a lot in common. And that would be Tegan and Sagan. You're right. They both of their names end in A, G, A, N. A, G, A, N. Sagan, Tegan. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So we have on our board today, we have Aviana, Sags, Junebug, Hatch, Emmy, and Teags Louigs, all up on the board with us today. Hi guys! Hi Mr. Bob! That was kind of goofy. Alright, let's go ahead and put this super cool dude up at the top. Doop. And I'm going to do... I just wanted to do that. I don't know why I did, but I like it. It's Mr. Bob at the top. Yay! Everybody's here. So, who is at the bottom of the list? Boop! You're right, it's Tegan. Who is at the top of the list? It's Avi. Excellent job. Who is right above Tegan? Amelia. Who is right below Avi? Sigs. And who is right on top of Amelia? Hatcher is. So that means one thing. Who is the meat of the Sagan Hatcher sandwich? It's Junebug! That's right, she is. She's the meat. We're probably not going to eat it today. But if we were going to eat it first, we'd have to make a big bun right here. For Aviana. We'd have to have a bottom bun. Down here for Tegan. And then, what should we put on our sandwich? I like that. I like lettuce, so we'll put some lettuce. Sorry, Sags, you're the lettuce. No, I don't want to be the lettuce. I'm sorry, Sags. Alright. Maybe a nice tomato. I like tomato. Let's make Amelia the tomato. Oh, I don't want to be a tomato, Mr. Bob. I'm sorry, Amelia. Look at that tomato. And we've already said Junebug's the meat, so I'm making what we call a BLT, a bacon, lettuce, tomato sandwich. So Junebug's gonna have to be some bacon, some nice crispy fried bacon. Mmm. And then that means we've got one name left. It's Hatch. What's it gonna be? Maybe it's a breakfast sandwich. We can put an egg on there. Let's make Hatch the egg. Now we have a delicious bacon, egg, lettuce, tomato sandwich. Nom 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 nom. Burp. Excuse me. That was delicious. Thank you guys. That was so much fun. Well, we've got our names on the board, so we're going to move right on over to clock shapes. It's time to do our clock shapes. Do-da, do-da. Time to do our clock shapes. It's clock shape time. Now I'm going to ask Ezra to hold the camera for me so that we can see the clock shapes. Can you do that for me, bud? All right. So I need you to hold that down here on the clock shape. So we're going to switch this around. And he's going to be able to film right onto these clock shapes. Now he's going to back up just a little bit so he can get me and the clock shapes together. All right, so here we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good job, guys. And we have flower, parallelogram, triangle, square, pentagon, hexagon, oval, octagon, trapezoid, rhombus, rectangle, star. Good job. Now we're going to mix them all up. No, where'd they go, Mr. Bob? I want my clock shapes back. It's okay, we're going to get them back. Boom, 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 boom. Now can everybody see the shapes real well? That's okay, they can't see my head. I want them to see the shapes right now. Can you guys see the shapes and the numbers real well? Good. Are they in the right order? Let's see. 1, 10, 7, 6. No, they are not in the right order at all. They are not in the right order at all. So let's try to put them in the right order. Let's try to start off with number 1. The number 1 flower. Now, where is that? Yeah, there's the number 1 flower. Thanks for your help, guys. My favorite shape, the number 2 parallelogram. Say it with me, it's really fun. Parallelogram. Oh, you goofballs. Where is that number 2 parallelogram? Ah, there it is. Good job, dudes. Boop. Now we're looking for the 1, 2, number 3, triangle. That's right. Where is that number 3 triangle? Oh, this is number... No. That was... Oh, it was next to it. You're right. There it is. There's that number 3 triangle. Boop. Now we're looking for the... Yeah, number 4 square. Where is that? There. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The number 4 square. Boop. And now the number 5. Good. Pentagon. Excellent, guys. You're right. Number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pentagon. Boop. Now the number 6. Hexagon. There it is. Number 6 hexagon. Now, the hexagon and the pentagon look very similar. But the pentagon has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. And the hexagon has how many sides? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job, guys. Boop. Whew. Which one was next? Not the number 7 oval. Good job. Boop. That means the number 10, not 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, thank you. The number 8 octagon. Oh. Boop. And, ooh, one of my other favorite shapes. The number 9 trapezoid. Good job, guys. Trapezoid. Then the, are you sure? You guys think it's the number 10 rhombus? The rhombus looks kind of like a diamond. Let's see if it fits. Number 10 rhombus. Boop! Excellent. That means we have 2 shapes left. Do you guys know what they are? Rectangle and star. Good job. I have no idea what that noise is. Let's go ahead. Is that coming from the phone?
Stopped.
Maybe it was from our pond. Maybe there's a frog in there. I don't know. But let's put our number 11 rectangle in there. Boop.
There's no frog in there.
I don't know. And that means we have 1 shape left. Can anybody guess what it is? It's right. It's the number 12 star. And that means all together we have our clock, which looks just like the clock up here. And we have our flower. Not yet, buddy. Hold on, just 1 second. Flower, parallelogram, triangle, square, pentagon, hexagon, oval, octagon, trapezoid, rhombus, rectangle, star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 20. That wasn't right, was it?
12.
12. Good job, guys. Well, we are going to go ahead and take just a short break. And when we come back, we're going to go straight to our pond. And we're going to see what cool things are in there, how it looks. It's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hi, guys. Welcome back. We are just about to go look at our pond. And we looked at it without you guys, and we found some really cool things. Actually, my son Ezra found them. But we're going to look all together and see what kind of cool stuff we can find. Are you ready? All right, we are back to our pond. We'll take a look at the top side first. Now, if you were out at Noonan's Lake or Bivens Arm or any of these other places that we go to around Gainesville that has ponds, you might look out there and see that it kind of looks something like this. Lots of sticks and leaves and just all sorts of stuff on the earth, like berries and things like that. That's what it looks like on top. Now, would you think that it was really muddy and hard to see through? Let's see. We're not going to disturb it just yet because we don't want to stir up any of the silt that's in the bottom there. But we're going to take a look down in here and let's see what it looks like inside of a pond. Here we go. Now, this is the top layer of the water, and we're going to go all the way down to the bottom. Whoa. Look at that. We are looking at the pond. And it looks really cool. Hold on, we'll get there. And it looks really, really cool. Now this might be hard to see because of all the light and reflections coming in. So let's take a look at the other side. Let's go around it. Let's look at our pond from this side. Wow. Look at that, guys. You can see all the way through. So the water is actually pretty clear. Yeah. It is pretty clear water. You can see right through our pond to the other side. Now, I thought maybe our pond was going to be really dirty because when you look at the top of it, it looks dirty, but it's actually pretty clean in there. Now, why is our pond filled with leaves and sticks? Well, that is a very good question. The reason why it has so many leaves and sticks in it is because most ponds are surrounded by trees, right? Yeah. A lot of ponds start from a big hole in the ground that fills with rainwater, and over time, the rainwater collects and it makes a pond. Now, what makes that big hole? Lots of people think the big holes come from meteorites or asteroids that hit the Earth a long, long time ago. And they come from outer space. And they hit the ground. And then over hundreds of years, they fill up with water. That's how some of them happen. Some ponds, I think, also come from springs. Have you guys ever gone swimming in a spring? I have. And that's when the water comes out from the bottom and goes up. That's another way to make a pond. Well, let's take a look at this and see. Let's get really close in depth and see what we have in our pond, because Ezra made a really cool discovery in our pond, and he's going to show it to you in just a second. We're going to get really low and we're going to zoom in and see if you can see that there. And what do you think that is, Ezra?
I think it's larva.
Ezra thinks we actually have larvae starting to grow in our pond. And I don't remember seeing any of that here on Tuesday.
Let's go on the other side.
So I think it is starting to grow larvae. And a larva is a baby something. Maybe it's going to be a worm. Maybe it's a tapeworm. Ugh, you don't want them.
What?
Tapeworms.
What are tapeworms?
They get inside your body.
Ugh.
Yeah. I think they're smaller than that. Let's see if we have any larvae over here. Oh my goodness. Boom. All the way at the bottom is some more larvae.
Also
and that was
here.
not here on Tuesday. Look at that.
There's also some over here.
That means that our pond truly is a living ecosystem. It has everything that life needs to survive. It has water. It has vegetation, which is stuff that things can eat. And it has the sun. So everything can survive in this pond, just like the ponds that you see. Wow, so cool. The mirror is reflecting off of that side. It's hard to see. That is so neat. Guys, I really wish you were here to see this, because it is amazing. Wow, I can't believe we actually have life growing in our pond. Now, sometimes larvae like that can actually hurt you if it gets inside your body. So maybe that's a good reason why we don't go swimming in ponds. But do you know what likes to eat larvae? What's something that you think likes to eat larvae that lives in a pond? Maybe a frog. I think a frog would like to eat larvae. Maybe a snake. Yeah, they live in ponds. They could eat larvae. And one of my favorite things that live in a pond that might eat larvae, fish! That's right, fishing. I love to fish in ponds, and I'm going to show you right now how to make your own little fishing pond at your house. It's not too hard to do, and it is a lot of fun. You can do it over and over again, and it's great for birthday parties. So we're going to go ahead and get this set up and show you guys how to make your own fishing pond. Hi guys, I'm going to show you how to make your own fishing pond at your house. Now, I use a big tub like this. You don't have to use a big tub like this. Actually, this one's metal, which kind of doesn't work very well. I do have a big plastic one, but I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use the metal one. I don't know why, I just want to use the metal one. But you can use a metal one. A plastic one works better. But if you don't have a big tub like this,
you could use your bathtub.
You could use a bathtub. You could use your bathtub. You could use a pot that you cook like pasta in. You could use a big bowl.
Sink.
You could use a sink. Anything big that holds a lot of water is gonna work really well. You could use a wastebasket or a trash can. It's really not that hard, but anything like big like this, you wanna use. Now, the second thing you're gonna need is a fishing rod. Yes, now our fish are actually made out of metal. They're made out of metal. So, hold on, we're gonna get to that in a second. Our fish are made out of metal, so our fishing rod, instead of using a hook and bait, our fishing rod is going to use a magnet. See? Now that's why a plastic container works a little bit better than a metal one, but a metal one's fun too. Now my fishing rod is a little short. This is probably about the good length that you want to use for your age. You can make it really long, and then you can always tighten it down. All you need is a stick, and you don't even need, you can get a stick right from outside. You need some yarn to tie it around, and you need a magnet. You can use any kind of magnet, just tie it around there, and make sure it sticks to metal. That's your fishing rod. You can make it as long as you want if you really want to make this hard for yourselves, or you can just make it easy. Boop. You're gonna need some fish. That's right. Now what I use for fish are paper clips. These are just regular everyday paper clips that I've opened up and twisted around to look like a fish. And then I took some pretty colored pipe cleaner, which I have a lot of, luckily. I know a lot of people don't. I don't have any pipe cleaner at home, but I have a lot of pipe cleaner here. And I just took the pipe cleaner and wrapped it around it to make our fish look nice and pretty. Bloop, 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 bloop. It doesn't take very long to make these, maybe like 10 minutes and you can make like 20 of them. If you don't have a pipe cleaner, it's okay. You don't have to use it. You can just use regular metal. You can even like take a tie and put a tie around there, or you can wrap string around it. That looks really good, different color yarn, things like that. You just want to make sure you have metal in the top front and metal in the back. That's going to be important. And so you have your fish. We've got lots of them. You have your fish, you have your fishing rod, you have your giant tub, but we're missing one thing. What did fish live in? That's right, you're gonna need some water. Now, the more water you use, the more fun it is, obviously, but using a lot of water for this activity might be kind of wasteful because you gotta dump it out. Now, a good thing to do when you dump it out is you can get a little cup, and you can use that cup and you can dump it on your plants. That's always nice. That's called recycling. You're gonna recycle that water. So you can use it when you're done to water your plants if you want. I like stuff filled up giant water because it's just fun to play in water. But we're gonna use 2 buckets of water because it's fun. And we're gonna use our fish and our fishing rod, and my son Ezra's gonna show you how to fish. But first, let me show you all these cool fish. We have made a bunch of blue fish, and we have made a bunch of yellow fish or goldfish, but we only have one fish that is red. That's right, we only have one red fish. And do you know why I made only one red fish? Well, I'll tell you. I like to play a game when I go fishing. I like to put all my fish in the fish tank and mix them up, and then I fish without looking. And I see if I can catch that very elusive redfish. I don't know about if anybody out there likes to fish or is a fishing person, but redfish is delicious. It's one of my favorites, and they're really fun to catch. They'll stick their little tail up like this, and they'll move it. And you gotta be real quiet, because they don't like loud noises. So we put one redfish in there. Now you can do lots of cool stuff with this. You can assign a point system. You can make blue fish worth 5 points. You can make yellow fish worth 10 points, and you can make the red fish worth 20 points. And then you can take 3 casts and see how many points you get. Play with your friends, play with your families. That's why this is a really fun birthday game. You can have prizes. You can see whoever gets a blue fish gets a, what would be a good prize?
A candy.
A sticker? A sticker would be a good prize. What we usually do is we take the red fish and we say whoever gets the red fish gets to win Gus. Now some of my older kids from last year will remember Gus. He's a porcupine that lives in the corner of my room and he's very cute. But nobody ever wins Gus. You know why? Because catching the red fish is very hard. Well, enough about that. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. So I'm going to change places with Ezra. Boop. Boop. And the first thing Ezra's going to do is he's going to dump that thing of water carefully into our pond. Good job.
Might need a lot more water.
Yeah, we don't need that much water. We don't want to waste the water, buddy. So we're just going to use a little bit. Now, when you guys are in class, we usually fill this thing all the way up with water because it's just fun to play with water anyway. You can put cups in there and you can do all sorts of fun stuff with them. But since we're only here for one day today, we're just filling up a little bit. Now, the next thing we need to do, now that we got our water in our tank, is throw all our fish in there. Bloop. 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 And mix them up. Now, the thing that's kind of fun with this is that when you throw your fishing rod in there with the magnet, you're going to feel it. It's going to want to magnetize to the side of the tank. If you're using a plastic tank, you might feel it magnetize when it hits one of the fish. Let's show you how it works real quick. Ezra, just drop that in there so we can see what happens. Because that's right, magnets work even underwater. So let's go ahead and throw them in there. I'm going to switch over here. Ezra's going to sit in that chair over there. And we're going to let him nope, you got to sit down. You can't be looking at the fish you catch. And without seeing, he's going to cast in.
Super hard.
You might want to throw it. I find it easier to yep. Oh, and let's see. Oh, nothing. It's harder than you think, doesn't it? Just go ahead and here. You want to do it like it. Take your one hand like this and throw it.
Yeah.
Hold it with one hand and throw it with the other. Yep. There you go. All right. Oh. Oh, you had one, but you lost it. Oh. Oh, what'd you get?
A blue one.
Blue fish. All right, let's try again. Let's see what else you can get. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. No! We got the red fish. Get out of here. In 2 years, nobody's got the red fish. Oh my
Three
goodness.
tries.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see what else you can catch. Throw that red fish back in there. And boop. Oh. Are you cheating? Boop. Uh-oh. Blue fish! Let's do one more. And we're going to see if how Mr. Bob can do it. Nope. Boom, shakalaka. All right, we're going to trade sides because Mr. Bob wants to give it a try. So let's see. We're going to get Ezra the phone or the camera, and then here we go. I'm throwing that red fish in there. I'm going to back it up some. I like to sit back. I like to sit up high. Here we go. All right, I'm going to cast. Woo! All right, let's see what I can catch. Did I catch? What? Let me try
You
again.
had something.
Did I have something on the line?
Yeah.
today. Guys, I hope you have fun with this project at home. Up here. I hope you guys have fun at this project at home. I use a metal tank because I like using this process also to show how magnets work underwater. I also like that the tank's metal so they can put other magnets in there. It's a really fun sensory bin as well. But if you don't have a metal tank and you want to use just fishing, it's really cool to use plastic because your rod will actually only stick to the fish and it makes it a little bit easier. But I hope you had fun. We're gonna clean up, but don't go away because when we come back, I'm gonna tell you guys a scary story about 3 little pigs. Hi guys, I hope you really enjoyed the fishing project and the pond project. The pond blew my mind. I could not believe that we actually had larvae growing inside of our pond. Wow, that was amazing. And then the fishing, so cool, so much fun. I hope you guys do it. And if you do, you can take a picture of it. You can draw a picture of it and send it to me at Persimmon. You can drop it off here and leave it on the front porch, or you can send it in the mail. Either way, I will get it, and I would love to show it to you guys online, or yeah, on YouTube. But it's so much fun. Please do it. Before we go, instead of reading a story to you guys today, I'm going to tell you a super scary story about the 3 little pigs. So, everybody make sure there's somewhere where it's not scary. You might want a teddy bear or a snuggle buddy for this one because it gets pretty terrifying. Are you ready? Here we go. Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, in a place far, far away, lived 3 little pigs. Yeah. And those 3 little pigs, they had so much fun. They just stayed in bed and they just played and they didn't do anything. They never cooked. They never cleaned. They just hung out in their house all the time. And then one day, they turned 18. What? That's right. And Mommy and Daddy Pig said, it's time for those 3 little pigs to get a job and join the real world. Boo-hoo-hoo, said the pigs. We don't want our free ride to end. But uh-oh, it had to. So boop, out the door they went, out to the real world. Well, they realized that they didn't have any shelter. A shelter is something you live in. So the first little pig, who was very lazy, said, I'm going to build my shelter out of sticks. And the second little pig, who was equally as lazy, said, I'm going to build my shelter out of hay. And the third pig, who was very energetic and was just wanted to make everything perfect, decided he was going to build his house out of bricks. Now, what we know about sticks, hay, and bricks is that one of them is very sturdy, and the other 2 aren't very sturdy at all, are they? So, they got their houses built. And they were hanging out in their houses. The first 2 little pigs got it done very, very quickly. The third little pig toiled away for days and months and years. He built swimming pools and a hot tub and elevators and escalators, and he had like the coolest house on the block. Everybody wanted to party at that pig's house. But then, out in the deep, dark, scary woods was a big, bad wolf. Whoa, the wolf woke up and he said, so hungry. I want pork chops for dinner. So the wolf made his way through the woods and then he smelled it. I smell bacon. And he got up to the first little pig's house, which was made of straw, and he knocked on the door. Little pig, let me in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin, said the little pig. Then I will huff, and I will puff, and I will blow your house in. Oh, the little pig said, I'm not scared of you. Do your worst. So he huffed, and he he blew the house over. And the little pig was sitting there on the ground all so scared. Oh, please don't eat me, please don't eat me. And the wolf said, okay, I'll let you. Burp. Ooh, excuse me. And gobbled the pig up. Oh no, the humanity. But it's okay. The wolf ate that pig, so you would assume that his tummy was full and he'd go back to the woods to sleep it off. But oh no, you were mistaken, because he was still hungry. Oh yes, so he went on his merry little way. I smell pork chops. Ooh. And he came up to the second little pig's house, which was made out of hay. Or sticks, or straw, I can't remember anymore. And he knocked on the door. And the little pig said, who is it? And the big bad wolf said, little pig, let me in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Then I will huff, and I will puff, and I will blow your house in. Oh my goodness, it was so scary. The little pig didn't know what to do. So it sat in the corner shaking. Oh, please don't eat me, Mr. Wolf, please don't eat me. And the wolf huffed and puffed and blew the house down. And then you know what he did? You're right. Burp. He ate that pig too. Oh no. Well, at least now, with 2 pigs in his belly, he's got to be stuffed. And he was not going to go after any more pigs, but you were wrong. Yes, his hunger was insatiable. He needed more pig. That's what happens. So he went looking for another pig. And he found one in a house made out of bricks. Oh no. So he knocked on the door. And the little pig said, who is it? And the big bad wolf said, little pig, let me in. And the little pig said, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Then I will huff, and I will puff, and I will blow your house in. Oh no, 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 no. And the little pig said, fine, go ahead. So the big bad wolf huffed, and he puffed, and he blew. And the house didn't move at all, because it was made out of bricks. And the wolf said, I will do it again. And the little pig said, go ahead, give it a try. So he huffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, and puffed, and 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 puffed, and puffed, and huffed, and puffed, and he even puffed and huffed after he was done huffing and puffing. He puffed and huffed some more. And no, to no avail. Oh no, the house would not blow over. And the poor wolf wept, I'm so hungry. Oh, what can I do? And the little pig said, na 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 boo boo, you can't get me. It was so sad. So the wolf said, I have an idea. And he looked up at the top of the house, and there was a chimney. So you know what that wolf did? He dressed up like Santa Claus and waited all the way until Christmas. And then he climbed up on the roof. And then he got to the chimney. And he slid down. And the pig said, oh, it's Santy. What did you bring me? And the wolf said, well, I brought you. The end. What a crazy story. Did you guys watch all of it? Did you think the wolf was going to win at the end? Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I know a lot of times the pigs are the ones that win, huh? Well, you never know. Stuff like that happens. Hi, Mr. Bear. Can you go back to your corner, please? Thank you. You never know what happens in a story. And some of the best things about telling stories, whether you make it up yourself or whether you borrow it from another story. That's what I did. I took a story of the 3 Little Pigs and I changed it a little bit because I wanted to make it more interesting. When you borrow a story or make up a story, you can put anything you want in there. You could have that the 3 little pigs got rescued by Batman. You could have that the 3 little pigs hopped on Rainbow Dash and flew away to My Little Pony World. You could say that the wolf's best friend was Romeo from PJ Masks. You can say whatever you want. Make up your own stories. It's a lot of fun, guys. Maybe you guys can make up some stories and tell me about them. That'd be a lot of fun. Well, I hope you guys liked today's episode. I hope you liked the ponds, which were super cool. And next week, we are going to talk about oceans. Yes, an ocean and a pond are kind of similar. Although oceans have salt water instead of fresh water. We're going to definitely find out the difference between those. And oceans are big. They're massive. They're huge. Huge bodies of water that are, you can take you forever to swim across one. And they have definitely a totally different ecosystem. Our pond ecosystem, if you remember, had like sticks and tree leaves and mud and larvae, frogs and fish and snakes. But oceans have a much bigger ecosystem. And we're going to find out about that next week. Hope you guys have fun. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of us. Email me on Brightwheel if you need to ask or say anything to me. Have fun, guys. We'll see you later. Bye.